Hey, what's up, y'all? So now, listen, I seen this video and I could not help but to jump on here and do a segment about it because, to be honest, it pissed me off. So I want y'all to watch this clip with me for a moment because honestly, videos like this truly upset me, not because, accidents happen, right? We all know accidents happen, but because so many situations like this that I'm about to show you, these are completely preventable. And when I see things like this, it really reminds me exactly why I'm so passionate about teaching safety, not only to new drivers, because I know I emphasize a lot on new drivers, but I also like to remind the older drivers of why safety is so important. I think so much, older drivers, you get complacent, you get comfortable, and then you just start doing stuff that you've been doing for all these years. And because you've been doing it, then it becomes a normal to you. And that's not accurate. So safety is everything. So this right here that I'm about to show you could have turned into something tragic literally in a matter of seconds. So watch this clip. Okay. Okay. So y'all seen that? Okay. Before I dive into it, if you're new here, if you're new here, I'm Mia. I am your host. I'm also a transportation professional of 24 years of experience in the industry. I'm a DOT compliance and safety driver trainer, CDL state examiner, and the founder of Gorgeous Truck Hers. So if you're here, thank you so much for tuning in. Um, and also, while you're at it, please make sure that you like, share, follow, to stay updated on all of the podcasts when I do go live or when I do post content. And you can find Gorgeous Truck Hers on all social media platforms: TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. So make sure you go follow those. All right. All right. Now, let's break down this clip for a minute because there are several lessons that's happening here. So as a trainer, when I watch something like this, I automatically look at driver decision, positioning, speed management, and awareness. And I'm gonna show the clip again, if you're just now tuning in. So the first thing to me that stands out is the tractor trailer driver, of course, because that's the area that I'm in. That's what I teach. So one core thing I teach drivers when I'm teaching, especially new CDL drivers, is Smith system: key, aim, high, and steering, right? If you've been a company driver, you have been taught the Smith system. It may not have been called the Smith system in your company, but it's the keys of defensive driving, right? So what I mean is simple. You should always be looking far ahead enough of your vehicle to develop, to see, should I say, developing hazards before they become emergencies, right? One of the things about being a professional driver is anticipating, knowing, kind of being a mind reader, right? Knowing what's about to happen before it happens. So when I watch this clip, my first question is, was the driver truly looking ahead? Based on the speed, this driver could not have been looking ahead and could not have been anticipating, right? Because a stopped school bus with flashing lights is one of the biggest warning signals you can see on the road. And because you're in trucks, you sit so high. So you can see stuff well before it's getting ready to happen, right? And I'm sure the school bus before the school bus lets out that red sign, it's flashing yellow. So if that ain't signaling slow down, I don't know what is. So if you're scanning the roadway properly, you should recognize that hazard long before you reach it. That's my first point of with the truck. Because I started with the truck. I got a couple of gripes with this video, but I'm starting with the truck, okay? The second thing I noticed is the speed of the truck. Now remember, When you're operating a commercial vehicle, you're not driving a passenger car, right? You're operating a vehicle that can weigh up to 80,000 pounds. And depending on the speed and weight of that truck, it can take the length of a football field or more to stop. So when driving, when driving, or when drivers, should I say, wait until the last second to react, the problem is the truck already has way too much momentum, right? This is why truck drivers have a huge responsibility to read the traffic, right? So by the time you realize the danger, you may not have enough stopping distance. You may not have enough stopping distance, not the stopping distance that you need. And this is why we teach drivers, you don't react to hazards, you anticipate them. Write that down. You don't react to hazards, you anticipate them. As a professional driver, you should be proactive, not reactive. Understood? All right. Now, let's talk about the school bus driver. I'm moving from the truck to the school bus driver, because safety on the road is never just one person's responsibility, right? Every driver has a role in protecting the environment around them. And when you're operating a school bus, you're carrying one of our most precious cargoes possible. These are our children. So to me, although I feel like truck drivers have a huge responsibility, however, school bus drivers have a special responsibility, right? You have little people on your bus. So your focus should be protecting them at all costs, no matter what's going on. You should definitely have a great sense of awareness. You should be I'm not going to say more, but you should definitely be proactive and reading what's going on around you. And for me, if I'm a tie in a Smith system key, I would use getting the big picture. That definitely would tie into this. So that means, as a school bus driver, understanding everything that's happening around your vehicle. You're looking in the mirrors and you're looking to see if any cars is still going full speed before you open the door. You're looking at traffic, positioning, potential hazards, and the behaviors of the drivers. When we looked at that video, even when that stop sign went out, I believe I seen a car go past the stop sign. Like, those are things you're looking at. You should be able to read the traffic before you open that door. So I wanna show this video again. Because I want you guys to see it, especially if you're just tuning in. And I want you to see it, and then now that you know why I'm talking about this and what I'm talking about, I want you to just look at it. And I just have so many questions here. So the first question I have is why the bus is so far away from the passenger side curb, right? I'm gonna stop there. So let me get the video, because I want you guys' opinions about this. Okay. So let's look at this. Okay, now look here. All right, let's look, because I want you guys to see it how I see it. Okay, the stop sign is out. There's traffic that could be coming here, but then I look over here and I see here the shoulder, right? But look at how much space is in between the bus and the shoulder. For me, if I was teaching this driver, or if I was analyzing this video like I'm doing, this bus should be so much closer over here. You want to cut off any potential for anybody to get through there. Now, I see this in two different ways. It's a blessing and a curse. Based on how fast that truck came barreling through here, if this bus was over here, the tractor trailer would have probably ran into the back of this bus. Now that I'm thinking about it. However, the question is, I don't know when the yellow lights came on. Did he turn them on and then simultaneously do the red stop sign at the same time? I don't know. But but originally looking at this video, I just look at the space that this driver has on his passenger side. And I'm gonna keep going here for a second. Now, he's opening the doors. Before he opened the doors, he should have been looking in this mirror over here. Like, he should have been looking in this mirror in his corner. If he had, he probably would have seen that truck barreling down um, on his passenger side before he starts opening these doors for the babies. He's probably, I'm thinking, probably looking up here in this mirror right here at the kids. I feel like you should definitely still be keeping your eyes moving. Like, okay, nothing really, it should be coming over here, but the problem, or the problem area, is this. My eyes would be glued over here before these kids even start stepping, because I want to see what's about to happen. Okay, let's keep going. Now, the truck is coming. You can see it right here. The kids are getting ready to get off. He's still kind of unaware. At the last, I'm so grateful that these kids, you know how a lot of times kids just run off the bus? They just jump and they're so excited to be out of school. I'm so glad these teenagers weren't moving fast. If they were, oh, my goodness, this just could have been such a tragedy. Such a tragedy. That's when he yells. He's honking the horn. I think that was just a reaction, but look at this truck. Look at this space again. Look at that space. Here's the truck. Look at the space. My goodness. Look how close that is. Hell, is the baby actually off the bus? I'm looking here at the step. I think he's actually off the bus. Here. Look how close that is. Wow. Yeah, that baby's off the bus. He had to step back. Ain't that crazy? That fast, that child's life would have been gone. So who's at fault for that? Is it the bus driver? Who's more at fault? Because it definitely would have been the tractor trailer driver. Um, but okay, so to me, like, again, going back, what I see in this video is why, or the question I have is, why is the bus so far away from the passenger side curb? When drivers leave that much open space on the passenger side, it creates confusion and uncertainty for vehicles approaching from behind. Now, true enough, those red lights should have been working. However, proper positioning helps control the environment and helps protect the loading and unloading zones for students, right? So, to me, if I was, again, me looking at this video, I'm questioning why the bus was so far out from the curb. So, another important part of defensive driving for both, especially school bus drivers, is assuming that other drivers may not be paying attention. That means, like I mentioned, constantly checking our mirrors, right? Watching approaching traffic. I don't feel like, and I drove school buses early on in my career, and I can't remember, but and again, this is 24 years ago, roughly. That I don't know if they teach that you should not open your doors until everything around you has come to a complete stop, right? So you should be watching for approaching traffic. And also being mentally prepared for the possibility that someone behind you may not stop when they should. That's another one. I don't know. But the to me the real issue, the bigger issue here is awareness. That's what it boils down to, because situations like this don't don't happen instantly. They don't just happen, right? There are usually multiple warning signs leading up to these type of things. Um Safe drivers are constantly asking themselves, if you're a professional driver, what's happening ahead of me? What are other drivers doing? What could go wrong here? What if? I ask myself that even in my personal car. You're always asking yourself, what if this driver slams on his brakes? Do I have enough time for my truck to stop? What if that driver jumps right in front of me? Will I have enough time to stop? Maybe I should let off of my accelerator and let that car go ahead and create a distance, right? What if? So, as a professional driver, you should be constantly asking yourself these questions. What if this car riding right here on the side of my truck or bus is texting and they swerve into my bus? Maybe let me either speed up or let them go. Get away from around my vehicle, right? Creating your safety cushion. So always ask yourself that as a professional driver. These are questions you should be asking yourself. What if? What could go wrong here? Let me adjust myself. So to me, at the end of the day, this isn't just about driving techniques, right? This video, and I merely came on here strictly for this video. These were kids involved in this situation. And one bad decision on the road could have changed that child and his family's life forever. That's why safety matters. That's why your safety team at your company or DOT, that's why we be, on y'all's case a lot. Safety matters. Safety departments matter. Passing a CDL test doesn't automatically make someone a safe driver at all. What makes someone a safe driver is awareness, anticipation, and consistent defensive driving behaviors. That's a safe driver. So before I end this, because I feel like I went on for a while, I want to ask the drivers watching this, the drivers, what do you see in this video? Maybe it's something I missed. And what do you think the truck driver could have done differently? And do you think the bus driver's positioning played a role here? Drop your thoughts and your comments. Let me know, because conversations like this this is how we make the industry safer for everyone. These are the conversations we need to be having. I want to know what you see when you saw this video. And if you missed it, or if you want to see it again, just go to YouTube and check it out. So yeah, at the end of the day, safety isn't just a rule book. It's a responsibility. And the decisions drivers make in just a few seconds, literally. You've seen how fast that happened. That literally can determine whether someone becomes a near miss or a tragedy out here. So drop your comments. Let me know what your thoughts are on this video. Make sure that you, again, go like, share, follow, subscribe to 10-4 Radio, the Yard Talk podcast. I would love to hear from you. Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you be safe out there. Keep it between the lines. And I'll talk to you guys later. 10-4, 10-4.
watching. Back when I'm better.